everyone, and welcome back to 4WC2026 group stage. This time, heading into a pretty interesting match between Australia and Turkey. Turkey coming off a loss 5-1 against Germany, 1 point being from a 3-3 map, which was played pretty low for the S rank there. And Australia is still not playing a single match just yet, but they are heading into a 3-match marathon. Just about now starting off with this Turkey match, then we have a match against Indonesia in like 2 hours. And then in a bit they are playing Germany, so interesting to see how Australia pulls off the day today. We are heading into the picks and bans now with Australia betting hidden to HR1 I see, HR2 I mean, we see normal 2 ban from Turkey, and I believe I don't see the first ban of Team Turkey. Let me recheck. That was DTT2 ban from Turkey, and we are looking into a double time 1 insta pick coming in from Australia. With Australia picking into double time 1 first, it is one of their stronger skill sets, at least based off qualifiers results. They did see pretty high C1, C29 compared to 37 of Turkey, which is not that big of a difference, but it's around 400,000 team score, so they definitely do have a bit of an advantage when it comes to DT1 or overall the double time pool. In qualifiers at least, this DT1 not and comes to you might come tricky with its tempo of 270 BPM, which to a player that is not so comfortable with that high of a BPM might you a lot of trouble. And the map being on the shorter side in this map with 2 minutes and 4 seconds, not the shortest, 2 minutes 23 seconds, I mean not the shortest, not the longest. It will matter based on the combo and accuracy of these teams. From Australia, I believe we see the full roster already with Sefi, Pouto, Arbution, and Dambandy. Side of Australia, yeah, Shinkiro, Levi, AC, Alfie, and Lyrie for Team Turkey. We see Shinkiro in lobby, which is one of the players you will expect to play on Turkey's side basically the whole time of this match, as they are one of the carry players, at least in qualifiers and the previous match we have seen. Starting off with double time 1 plus Denshi, one of the 2015 maps of this map pool. There's only 4 maps that are older than 2023, and this is going to be one of them. So let's go start off this classic, and we see a miss coming in from Shinkiro, which is said will be the potential carry player for Turkey, but that Artemis should not do too much damage just yet. We do see the score lead on Team Australia side by around 78,000, especially with another miss from Lyrie. Sefi does find a trade for Team Australia, and now we are heading into 3 FCs against 2 and a pretty good recovery for Turkey. But the accuracy is tiny bit on the side of Team Australia, especially with Levi finding yet another miss. There goes another FC for Team Turkey, but that's traded by Pouto, so it's still 2 FCs against 1 and a recovery, but that 1 FC from still to be played, just waiting for the possible shifting to happen. If we see more misses coming from Australia, it might get difficult for them to hold the score on their side, but instead we see a miss coming in from ACLFD and Lyrie. Just gonna hurt Team Turkey score quite a bit, especially with that Levi miss as well. 290,000 points now, up to 300k points. Shinkivo trying to hold that reverse choke for their dear life, but as of now Team Turkey is slowly but surely losing hope on this comeback as Poyuto, Dambendi, Sefi, Narvution, well Sefi and Narvution not anymore as they find a break, but still hold some pretty nice combos, and Shinkivo puts the nail to the coffin as Team Australia does find the first point with that Shinkivo miss. There is some combo on ACLFD, but I don't believe there will be enough time for that shift, and the score is just growing and growing and growing for Team Australia, especially because of that Poyuto 98.4% ag score, and Namendi's 19.5% recovery, 650k. We don't see FCs on this map, at least not this time, but it's gonna be enough for Team Australia to pick up the first point, and it's gonna be a pretty good pick of them, winning by 750,000 points. As expected, Australia a bit stronger on that double time side of the map pool. We see an S rank from Damendi and S rank on Team Turkey side as well. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be enough for Team Turkey to fight back, as the supports were a tiny bit weaker than the ones on Team Australia side, and Damendi with 760k, Poyuto with a pretty nice score is gonna hold the point on the left side. No breakpoints just yet, but now it's time for Turkey to potentially answer with a point of their own as they are next to pick. Looking at what Team Turkey could opt for, we have seen that Fremont 3 win last time, but they will not opt into that as they head into Hidden 3, which is gonna be one of those flow halt tech-ish type of maps. It is pretty fast with 165 BPM float, so it might get pretty uncomfortable if you're not that comfortable with alternating. So beware for that. The map is a banger. It's combo of 3 pretty insane artists, Kurukote, Ali, and Sphirel. So definitely a banger. La Novella here echoes is the difficulty name with 2 minutes and 19 seconds of, as I said, flow halt tech aim control map. 6.43 stars, a bit on the easier side in this map pool when it comes to the SR, but that is a lie usually with these 3 slot maps. CS4 AR 9.8 OD9 is gonna make stuff a tiny bit easier, pretty comfortable stats for a map like this. Yeah, as I said, heading into Hidden 3, we are still waiting for players to get in the lobby. We see Shinkivo with ACLFT for Team Turkey, JGLLF. I love those nicknames so much. Musti in for Turkey as well, and Spray is gonna be the 4th player. We see Super Nai in for Australia, pretty notable tournament player recently. We see Poyuto, Arbution, yeah, JKLF for Team Australia. And I believe that's going to be the final four for both as we head into this hidden. Starting off this hidden 3, a bit of an egg lead on Australia's side early into the map, but it will not matter too much as we still need to stabilize, still need to get into the map. It gets harder and harder the more into it we go, and so far we don't see any misses early into the map. 200 combo in, everyone is holding pretty stable scores, and 23,000 points is gonna be the difference on this first break with 2 double S ranks on Australia, 2 double S ranks on Turkey, pretty much even outside of the 96% on ACLFT, but that should not do too much as of now, as we are still waiting for some misses, for some slider breaks to occur, because this map is not gonna be easy to hold combo on. It's not gonna be easy to hold Egg in, and Egg is gonna make a difference now, and not just Egg, because JK Alev is gonna find the first miss of the lobby, but Turkey is gonna trade it with ACLFT and Musti, but Super Knight joins the miss count as well, together with Arbution and Spray, so we see 3-way break from both sides, and now it's only 1FC against 1FC, with the one on Poyuto being just a tiny bit better, but not anymore, as Poyuto finds a chain miss. That's gonna shift the score to Turkey's side, 1/4 of the map left. We see a full combo on Shinkiro, who is moving the score towards the side of Team Turkey. No one else is holding any notable combos right now, and Super Knight JKL finding a misses again together with Poyuto. That is traded by ACLT, but that's the only miss coming in from Team Turkey, and as long as Shinkiro holds on to that FC, there's nothing for Australia to be done. Arbution finding a miss as well with 99.5% score. Musti does find the trade together with Spray, so full reset, 3-way reset for Team Turkey. And it's only Shinkiro on the FC. Can he finish it up? The map is already settled. The question is, can Shinkiro find the combo on these last few patterns? And he can. That's gonna be a 1-1 even match. Again, Turkey is gonna pick up a point on this hidden 3 with a pretty insane score from Shinkiro. Basically matching about half of the score of Team Australia on its own, which is pretty nice. The support coming from Turkey did not have to be that great, but it definitely matched the rest of Team Australia, so pretty notable, a pretty comfortable point heading to Team Turkey as their first pick as well. But now it's again time for Australia to pick. And even though DT2 is banned, they still have the double time 3 open, and we have seen that they are pretty dominant on DT maps. DT1 was more of a bursty A map, so potentially maybe opting for something more aimy like No Mod 1 could also work for them. But yeah, let's just see what they go for. Let's just see how they decide this. They could opt for something like No Mod 2 as well. Jashin is still open. That is pretty, well, looks similar to DT2. Doesn't play that similar. It is more first, can you stream for that long than control heavy map like DT2 is, but instead we see Gigadelic 3 Mod 1 picked, which is again one of those, let's say, tapping maps in this map pool, but it requires a lot of low aim. It is pretty draining, even though it's only around 2 minutes long, 1 minute 58 seconds, 180 BPM, so BPM side and drain time side, it does not look too bad, but considering some of these patterns, if you don't die to stamina but find one miss somewhere in the middle of a stream pattern, you will probably go into a pretty unfortunate, pretty devastating combo break and node lock, which could lead into some chain misses here and there, dropping your accuracy. But yeah, outside of that, tapping map nonetheless. with a lot of flow aim present on 80 BPM. Should not be too difficult for players to tap. Should be pretty comfortable for them. So let's see what the teams are trying to cook. So far we only see Poyuto and Orke for team Australia and Turkey, with Arbution coming in for Australia, and slowly but surely we see players joining. Question is though, what kind of mod combinations are we gonna have here? Since we see a lot of players that are pretty good on their skill set. We did not see what Australia did on 3 mods in the previous matches, but from what we can see on the Germany-Turkey match, Turkey definitely having some of their mod players, especially with Shinkiro possibly going hidden together with Musti. See both in the lobby with Levi. On HR and Spray on no mod, we did not see free mod 1 in the Germany match, if I recall correctly. No, we did not. But the free mod lineup looks very much the same as we have seen on the free mod 2. Free mod 3 yesterday, and free mod 2 as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes with Poyuto, Super Knight, Dam Andy, and Arbution for Team Australia. Would seem like Super Knight and Poyuto will opt for the hidden modification, Dam Andy on HR, Arbution on no mod on Levi this time, and hidden on Musty with Spray, Shinkiro with HR. So definitely a mod switch on Turkey side compared to what they did on 3 mods last time, and we see a lot of misses at the end of the map already. We see Super Knight finding some breaks here and there, but on the other side we see Shinkiro with Spray finding some early misses, and Spray finding yet another one, which is gonna start shifting the score to the Australia side, but not by much just yet. We see 2 FCs now with Arbution finding the second FC break for Team Australia, so now we are on 2 FCs against 2 FCs, with the supports from Shinkiro and Super Knight being basically neck to neck, so the scoreline is not gonna go far to one side or another. 38,000 points in favor of Team Australia. The support is a tiny bit better. We see that 20k difference on the support scores of Super Knight and Shinkiro because of accuracy mostly. And we see Arbution with some support heading into the map as well. And the accuracy is somewhat holding Team Australia indeed here, but that's not gonna hold for too long, as combo might be the way to go as we head into these more and more difficult flow aimy patterns. We see a lot of aim control heading in. Musty finding a miss together with Shinkiro for Team Turkey. It is looking like a disaster as Levi joins them as well. It's only Spray with 480 combo, now 500 combo on that support, but they are still facing 2 huge FCs from Poyuto and Dam Andy, and you can see that on the score, 600,000 points in favor of Team Australia on this last parts of the map. Super Knight with 800 combo recovery, Arbution also with a huge 600 combo score, and the score line will jump over to 1.1 million, if not more, 1.2 million for Team Australia on this 3 mod 1. As close as it looked, it fell apart for Team Turkey here and there. Pretty nice scores from them, but 3.5 million team score almost is nothing to joke about. Two-way FC from Dam Andy and Poyuto. We see Super Knight with incredibly good 1 miss as well, has Arbution with the 500k support that beats one of the 2 supports of Team Turkey, so definitely a great pick from Team Australia there. And now let's see what Turkey replies with, because they are still not in that bad of a position. They are point down, yes, but they are the next one to pick, so they can easily answer that point loss. And now the question is, what will they opt for? We have seen Hidden 3 previously, so now looking at the statistics of these two teams, it might be a tough challenge, tough choice for Turkey, as at least based on qualifiers they did not do that much better on that many maps. But looking at what I see, HR pool might be the way to go here with the outperformance on Team Australia on both HR1 and HR2. Not by much though, so it might be a bit of a gamble. HR3 is a pretty funky map with a lot of flow again, a lot of aim control. But they will head into rousing. Hidden 3, Primo 3, sorry. We have seen this map before. They did win this map against Germany, so I believe they will feel pretty comfortable on it. With their 2.9 million team score last time, we have seen the same roster with Shankiro, Spray, Musti and Levi on the map, with Shankiro, Musti on Hidden and Levi on HR. But yeah, this Primo 3 is looking pretty good for Turkey for this tournament so far, at least for now. As they only played against Germany, they win against Germany. And it was not by a small margin, 230,000 points. So, definitely a way to go. Question is, what will Australia pull off? Otherwise, will we see the same roster post and these abuse? Not quite, I believe. We've seen some different names in the lobby, Shankiro, Musti and Levi in for Team Turkey. We are probably waiting for Spray to get in, if I'm not mistaken. So far only Abusion for the Australia side. So let's wait there, maybe they're looking to do some changes in the roster, but I don't see a reason of doing that really, as it did work out pretty well the first 3 mods, so why not try it again? But yeah, with I believe what is the locked for both teams, we see Super Knight, Poyuto, Dambendi and Sefi in for Australia, so we see a switch on Arbusion for Sefi on HR. Arbusion did go with normal, and we see Overmod coming in from Australia with 2 Hiddens to HR, Super Knight Poyuto on Hidden, Damandi and Sefi on HR. On the side of Team Turkey, we see Spray on No Mod, Shankiro on Hidden, together with Musti and Levi on HR. So we see the roster of the match against Germany going in from Turkey. No changes there, but I mean, if it ain't broke, don't touch it, they say. It did work against Germany. Let's see if they can pull it off against Australia here as well. So far though, 40,000 points in favor coming to Australia because of Levi's earlier miss. Outside of that though, the accuracies on Team Turkey side are incredible. 3 double S's so far, and Super Knight with a Bancho. Not gonna be a real miss there, so 4-way FC for Australia still. Still waiting for their first drop to come. The accuracy is definitely holding the score very much in the middle, with 60,000 points in favor of Team Australia, but if any break happens on one side or another, the score will go rapidly, and we see Levi finding a miss. Never mind, that was also a Bancho. I believe the Musti does actually find a miss there. I'm not so sure anymore because of Bancho just trolling right now, but we see a miss from Musi, we see a miss from Boruto, and that's gonna be a trade 1-on-1, but Levi with the support is not doing that much damage. Super Nai on the other hand, finding the second FC break for Team Australia, who is now miraculously leading by 200k points, but that drops down by around 50k points instantaneously because of, let's just say, Bancho doing some trolling. Sefi finding a miss, and at the end of the map on the spinner we see Turkey getting the score on their side. So a lot has happened in this map, a lot of Bancho trolling. We see a lot of S ranks, so some SBs happened, some SBs did not happen. Not sure which to count, which to not, but Turkey is grabbing this point by 59,000 points, and they are definitely improving their score that they put up against Team Germany by around 600k. And if they did not do that, Australia would have gotten them with the 3.5 million team score of their own. So definitely some insane team scores on this free mod 3 we have seen from both teams. And now Australia next to pick back to even position, 2-2 it is. So let's see what they opt for. They still have the double time 3 open potentially, trying to finish off the double time pool with that DT2 ban from Turkey. Maybe they will opt for something else. Maybe seeing that the DT2 ban, maybe they could opt for Jashin, which is a bit of a long sided map, 5 minutes of drain time with some streams here and there. Can you tap 240 for certain amount of time, but then make sure to not shit miss on any of aim patterns. Outside of that, there are still some maps open. We see 3 mod 2 open, which would be an interesting one to see. We see no mod 5 open, which if I recall correctly wasn't picked that often, if once even. It is a tough map, but we will not see it now because Team Australia, even though it should be against their odds, against their favor, are gonna pick into Hard Rock 3. So let's just say I did not expect this one to go through from Team Australia. I would expect Team Turkey to pick into HR here. But we are heading into another control alt-ish map with this HR3. It is a banger. And the title says it all. We love music. So interesting choice there. We have seen no mod 3 ban coming in of Turkey, so that might have been their clue that maybe we could opt for HR3. It might be a bit similar. It is on the LT side, the same as no mod 3, but then we have seen that hidden 3, the hidden specialists on Team Turkey side definitely did their job well on claiming that point to their side, so it will be an interesting showing from both teams, as on paper Turkey is HR proficient compared to Australia, but it's not that far apart and it might still be close. It's a funky map, and we are seeing some players in already with Safida, Mendy, Boruto and Arbution in for Team Australia, Shinkiro, Levi, ACLFT and Spray for Team Turkey. Not surprised that we see Levi, Shinkiro in for Turkey, as they were the ones playing HR on the free mods here. Not surprised to see Dambandy in, as they played HR on the free mods here, as well as Sefi together with them. Boruto Arbution in as the core, so is, I believe, Shinkiro with ACLFT and Spray joining them on that HR as well. It's gonna be an interesting map. It's gonna be a pretty lengthy one with 3 minutes of this HR alt. So beware, stay sharp, because this map is not gonna give you too much room to breathe. Starting off the map, first 200 combo, we see no misses, clean scores, some accuracy advantage coming to Team Australia side, giving them the slightest lead of around 28,000 points right now, which is not gonna matter too much as long as we don't see a 4-way FC from both sides here. I'm heading into a section with some incredibly uncomfy sliders, just long sliders that are pretty fast, to some shorter, some longer, slower sliders. And one by one we see Team Turkey falling apart on this section as we see a full reset from Team Turkey, traded by Sephi and Fusion on that star pattern, which is almost impossible to hit, I'd say. Outside of Boruto and Damendi, I don't think anyone else hit it. Actually Shinkiro did, but Shinkiro does find a miss later into the map, so now it's 2 FCs against no combo whatsoever on Team Turkey. And this is looking great for Team Australia on this pick as well. It might not even be too soon to say that this is gonna be a pick heading to Australia's side. 500,000 points in favor of Arbution finding the miss. Unfortunately, Boruto finds the drop on that full combo, but Dambendi is still holding on to that FC, no combo whatsoever on Team Turkey outside of Levi on that 300 recovery, which does get matched by the supports of Sephi and Boruto. So Dambendi is free roam right now, running away with the full combo, running away with the huge score of 650k, and still potentially growing, as we are not done with the map, still about 1/8 of the map left. That's not too much, but the score is still growing. We see a miss coming in from Boruto, but it does not matter at all, because all we are questioning is, can Dambendi finish this map with a full combo of their own? It would be a pretty nice one, it would be a pretty clean one of 96.3% ag, which might not seem like much, but on a map like this it is gonna be difficult. And we see the last circle come, the full combo from Dambendi is gonna happen. Only a S-Rank in the lobby, we see a B-Rank on the ACLFT with 300k, which is the lowest score, so 300k being the lowest score is definitely not a bad performance, but 2.7 million compared to 1.8 million, 900,000 points of lead heading to Team Australia will almost certainly give them the third point here, and 3-2 is the scoreline. Turkey, on the other hand, is the next one to pick, so they can answer again and go back and forth with the picks until the TV potentially. We'll see. But so far, it is looking pretty strong for both teams on their own picks. But the map is slowly but surely running out, and Turkey, even though they do seem strong on a lot of maps, might suffer the lack of pool now. With HR3 out, you only have double time 3 left with the 3 gimmick maps, so Free Mode 2, Hidden 2 and No Mode 5 still in. No Mode 4, the original, is still in, and overall, outside of the banned No Mode 3, you still have the full No Mode pool open. HR1 could be an option, as on paper they were better on HR, even though this HR3 did not go nowhere near in their favor, so maybe they should be a bit cautious about that one. But still, some picks on the board, some good, some not so good. it's just a question of comfort this late into the stage, into the match, for the team to see. If they find a breakpoint here, which would be really unfortunate for Turkey, they will need to fight Australia's pick and then win their own pick as well. And we are heading into no mod 5 pick, and actually looking at bans, it's actually no mod 2 ban from Turkey, not no mod 3, sorry for that. With that said, we are heading into a map that we did not see so often. And that's gonna be the no mod 5, which is probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest maps in this map pool, with a really devious rhythm. AR 7.5, a lot of polys, a lot of bursts, a lot of stacks, and you know, it is quite the tricky map, and low-key, I think I can just call it the hardest map of this map. We have seen it banned in most of the matches. Easy to say, and if not banned, then definitely not picked. And it will be interesting to see what we get on this map, because it is a bit of a different one compared to what we have seen so far. The only thing I could potentially compare it to would be the 3 mod 2 played in the Germany-Turkey match. But even with that, the map is bit different, so it'll be interesting to see what we have. I believe we will see Shinkiro and Musti on the Turkey side as the gimmick players. They did play easy in 3 mod 2 against Germany. So far we see Shinkiro spray Orke and Dia, so a bit of a switch from the other gimmick map they played last week. The other side we see Attribution, JLF, and Boyuto with Dump Andy, which also might make some sense. The gimmick players are in probably heading into a 3-player, 2-player carry with someone tanking, someone trying to get some combo on this map, because it is a tough one. Starting of the map, we see some ag drops here and there, but not by too much, with the lowest being 91 on Shinkiro. We see a first break though. That's gonna come from Attribution, giving the slightest lead to Team Turkey, which they definitely like to see, as this was their own pick. They did seem to come prepared for it with the 4-way FC still alive. But it's not just the 4-way FC staying alive, it's a 3-way FC from Team Australia. So if we see a miss coming in from Turkey, that support score from Attribution could cause some trouble, could start the shifting to the side of Team Australia, but instead we see a dumb Andy miss, and another FC down, another FC gone from Team Australia's side, with Boyuto JLF trying to trying to do something for Team Australia here. With the 4-way FC coming in from Turkey though, it's gonna be pretty tough. 300k points already in favor of Team Turkey, one last third of the map left. And unless we see a 3-way, 4-way break coming from Turkey's side, this is almost an impossible task to shift back, especially with them climbing and climbing more and more to the right side. Mandy finding a miss on the support, the recovery is not gonna help whatsoever, and 600,000 points is... That's 600k. Lead is gonna stay on Team Turkey side, 570k to be exact, but pretty insane. Teams got 3 million on this map. 2 S ranks, 2, I believe, what are FCs from Team Turkey against 2 FCs of Team Australia. So definitely a great performance from both teams. They did come prepared, but the support of Team Turkey is better by a margin, and that margin we see on the bottom side of the screen with that 575,000 score lead that we have seen, 580k actually to be exact. So point for Turkey, and we will head into the last pick of both teams. They have secured their last pick, both Turkey and Australia will pick. Question is, will we see tiebreaker, or will we see an upset from one side or another, as we are still in a really even match that is not, that does not have any breakpoint present so far. I mean, I mentioned the issue. Australia definitely running out of picks here, as well as Turkey is, as the map and pool gets slimmer and slimmer. Actually, looking at the stats, we might have a pretty good chance on a tiebreaker here. With no mod 3, no mod 4 still open for Team Australia. And potentially something like hidden to 3 mod 2 open for Team Turkey, but Team Australia will go back to basics, back where they started, and try to end their picking stay successfully with a double time pick, double time 3 squabble up by Kendrick Lamar, sorry. This map is gonna be an interesting one. Nothing like we have seen before, a lot of zigzags, a lot of wiggles, a lot of snap aim, those wannabe 1-2s where you have like a 1-2 jump, but it's a single one that is pretty snappy, pretty fast, like 1-2, 2-1, something in that terms, and it's gonna be tough one to hit. We have seen a lot of misses on those patterns. We have seen a lot of misses on the squiggles that are pretty hard to hit. The wiggles, not squiggles, sorry, my bad. But outside of that, there's not much else happening in the map, which, okay, I'm saying it like the map is a nothing burger, definitely not. Those wiggles are definitely what makes it difficult, and that's what we are here for. Also, the MCA alert for the stream, for the viewers watching the world. I'll try to yap as much as possible, but I cannot say certainly that the stream will not get muted, at least at this part of the stream. We see Shinkiro, we see Abusion, we see Hailey in, we see Damani and Poyuto so far, so 2 players. I mean 4 players for Team Australia, 1 player for Team Turkey, as we wait for the blue side roster to get built. What you want, cause I'm watching it. Work on the flow, let me know if you clocking it. Brody won't go, but I know that he popping it. It was wolf tickets on sale till I silenced it. Pipe down, young, these some whole other politics. Bitch with him and some bitch in him, that's a lot of bitch. Don't hit him, he got kids with him, my apologies. Ghetto child, here was Blackie Mouse with the Smirnoff. And we see 3 additions to Shinkiro, Spray, Levi, and ACLFT. Whole changes on Australia side. We see Hailey for the first time on the Interesting switch there for Team Australia, and we will be heading into this double time 3. It is the shortest map in the map pool with 1 minute 40 seconds of drain time, so combo will matter quite a bit as we start the map. No one finding early misses on these 1-2s, but you can see that right from the beginning of the map, they are uncomfortable. Especially if you don't expect them, or usually Haley, Boyuto and Dam and the whole 4 still holding the full combos, but so have Shinkirio, Spray, Levi and ACLFD. Not anymore, as Levi and Haley do find those misses early into the map, though the score will not shift too much as it is just a trade. Haley finding another miss will give a bit of lead to Team Turkey, but not too much. Especially with the accuracy being better on Team Australia side, which is gonna drag the score a bit to Team Australia side, but the combo is gonna matter a bit more. 10,000 points, 4,000 points, and dropping accuracy we see from Team Turkey side is gonna shift the lead to Team Australia side, but Arfusion finding a miss together with Spray is gonna make an even trade yet again. ACLFD, Shankiro on FCs against Boyuto and Tamendi. Haley on the support fighting against Levi with a tiny bit better support of 100k difference is maybe gonna help Team Turkey, but the accuracy on those FCs, especially from Boyuto and Tamendi, are gonna make it difficult for Turkey to hold an ACLFD finding a miss, which is gonna be one FC down from Turkey, but Arfusion does trade that. So Haley Arfusion down the combos. It's only Shankiro with the big combo for Team Turkey. Levi with the recovery against 2 FCs from Damendi and Boyuto. And as the map is slowly but surely starting to an end, unless we see a miss from Damendi or Boyuto on these late stages of the map, right about now, it's not gonna shift back to Team Turkey side, and we will see another point for Team Australia. So clean picks from Team Australia as they secure their 4th point, 4-3, and no breakpoint whatsoever coming from Team Turkey side. Now the whole pressure is on them with the last pick of their own. If they win this, we go to tiebreaker. If they lose this, Australia takes the W, takes their first W. But even if that happens, and whatever happens in the tiebreaker, we see Team Turkey and Australia both on some pretty high points. A lot of maps won, a lot of maps lost to Australia. At least 4 maps won gonna be added to the differential, with potentially 5 maps lost being added to the differential if Turkey can come back from this. On the other side, at least 3. So only a negative 2 points maximum will be added to Turkey's point differential, which is still gonna keep them in the game for the upper stage, but not so easily, and a lot of stuff needs to happen in a dragon for that to go in their way. But even if we are not really looking at something that is gonna be that crucial here, we are in the A group, which is gonna be the Challengers group, and every single team of the Challengers group will advance to bracket stage. The question is, will you go to upper or will you go to lower? And so far it is looking more like a lower bracket for Team Turkey, with a loss in their hands already against that Germany side. Now, as we wait for the last pick of this match, picked by a team. After that, we see the TV horror about the Team Australia, nothing in between. Turkey is definitely going to take the title of this, and they will head into what is the original map in this group stage. It is nice to see an original this early into the tournament. This is me, like and Tsukasugi. Map by Kyrie and Netnasia. So thank you to those 2 mappers, thank you to those 2 artists for creating this masterpiece of map. It is a banger. It is a tough map though. When it comes to actual skill sets, you have a lot of sliders. as I mentioned previously, heading into the original of this map will no mod for Astral Tether by Cryocam and Sugi. Mapped by Kairi and Netnesanya. Sorry for the slight tech issues before. The last pick is gonna be no mod for. We have the original pick. You love to see it every single time it gets picked. It's such a banger of a map. And it is a tough one. You have a lot of sliders in it, a lot of long, fast, uncomfortable sliders. It is more on the slider tech side. But it has some mech tech in it, it has some tapping of course. But the most difficult parts, the skill cap parts, are gonna be the sliders, as I said. Yeah, we see 7 players in the lobby already. Dam, Andy, Super Nice, Effie and Poyuto for Team Australia trying to take this breakpoint and look for their first win in this group stage. The other side defending will be Levi, Shinkiro, Musti and Spray. Trying to find that 4th point for Team Turkey as well on their own pick, not trying to drop a breakpoint and forcing the tiebreaker in this match. Absolutely go at least 2 minutes and 25 seconds of real playtime will be shown in this match as we start this moment for. Starting off with this better, giving a tiny bit of lead to Australia side, but that's gonna start shifting back and forth as we see some accuracy build up. See a miss coming in Levi at the earlier Louis. I'm not sure what was happening. Missing coming here and there, maybe not able to hold much. Sefi with 80 combo as well as Musti finding that drop. So we see 3 FCs against 2 for Team Turkey side. Definitely not a nice position to be in, but they are still holding the score on their side because of the 99-98% accuracy, which is just superior compared to what Team Australia has. But that is the shift. The combo will do a lot, unless it doesn't, because the combo is gone, at least from Super Nice hands. With 2 FCs against 2 FCs now halfway into the map and 2000 point difference. Now the team see it. The nerfs are gonna hit. This is a nerf wrecking position for both teams. None of them is safe, none of them has the win secured just yet. The Turkey side will gonna take the lead yet again with the slightly better support, especially with that break coming in from Sefi. But it's still the question of Dam, Andy and Poyuto holding onto their SCs. Musty finding a miss, definitely not gonna help Team Turkey here. But Spray with Shinkiro on full combos. Levi just find a miss on the support. Now the support is gonna be better for Team Australia. Spray finding another miss, 20,000 points, and it's going down in this last stage of the map. It's gonna shift side of Australia, but it's still in hands of Dam, Andy and Poyuto. If they can hold the combo still on 2 full combos, one of them breaks and it's gonna go to Team Turkey side. But we need to wait for that. There's not much happening. We see Spray finding a miss together with Seppi, which is not gonna help Team Turkey whatsoever, especially with Levy being down some combo as well, and that one full combo for Turkey down is gonna shift the score back to Australia's side. Unfortunately, we will not see the tiebreaker in this one as Australia takes the last possible breakpoint with a 2-way FC and FC on Turkey side as well with Shinkiro. And actually, pretty clean score, 970k the stand out on Shinkiro, but 965 for Boruto and Dan Andy are pretty damn good. 220k in favor of Team Australia though is gonna make it a lead, a win, a point on the board, a W on the board for Team Australia. Good game, well played, incredible performance from both teams. It was pretty close. We have seen a map won by 50k points, now the 220k points, which is around 50,000 points per player, which is not too much at all. So it could have gone both ways. Unfortunate break from Team Turkey's side, but that's what it is. That's gonna be it for this match of 4WC group stage, but don't go anywhere as this is gonna be a quick break, around 1 hour before we head into yet another match we have prepared for you. And I believe it's gonna be from Group A as well, and that's gonna be Australia on the spotlight again against the team of Indonesia, seed 10 against seed 13. So stay tuned for that. My name was Miles. Thank you for watching this 4WC match and see you in around 1 hour.